So with our lovely Mr. Max, we were going to practice a little bit, kind of just getting in the groove. So Mr. M is doing a really nice job. He's been practicing playing with Kiva today, and he was doing a bit of play with even our handsome Mr. Rocky. So for his very first rodeo, he's doing a really nice job. He's a little bit tired because they have been doing some play earlier and throughout the day. So they do get a little bit winded. So I'm just going to see if he can start taking some of this little snacks. So typically, you'll see I tend to warm up the beauties with a couple little find its, get them in the groove. And then I like to take turns with the beauties if they're here for the doggy day school for practice and for skill set that we film. So obviously our air just came back on. So sometimes they do get a little surprised with the sound of the AC. So at times, their very first day, like I mentioned for Mr. R, could be a little bit more of just getting comfortable in the environment and building up from there. So, but I want to warm up a little bit. Ready? With Mr. Max moving into my space. So we're going to do a little bit with some find its and work a little bit with recall. So I know, for example, you said you really wanted him to be able to be nearby and kind of follow along. So I would highly recommend sometimes getting a longer training leash and allowing him to practice dragging that and working on these concepts in and around your home first before you go out for like real world practice out in like let's say the woods or out in a field that's public. Because a lot of times you start throwing in more distractions or difficulty. Oh, that one got stuck. Sorry, sir. If you start adding in too many distractions or difficulty scenarios, your babe may not be able to hone in. So I'm going to go into a little bit of loose leash walking like we did earlier for Mr. R. Nice. And then Mr. M is doing a splendid job. Good job. So right now I just want to feed him for any time he orients to me. And we're going to warm up just a little bit with this focus on me for a few moments. And then we're going to work into some of those find its or distractions from the environment and then build into some recalls. So there's the handsome man. He says, hold up, I found a few more crumbs. He's doing a lot better now finding all the tidbits because when they first start off, they're a little bit overwhelmed with this first day at school. So nothing bad, just that the boys and girls, when they're first coming, it is a lot to take in for their very first day. But Mr. M is doing a really nice job honing in on focusing next to me. What a smart boy. So I want to make sure I'm capturing all these great little moments where he's by my leg or by my side of my body. Yes. And again, this could be left or right. So if you prefer the left side, you would just capture these little moments when he's by the side of your leg. Nice job, Max. So now that he's gotten a little bit more warmed up and he thinks it's kind of cool to orient back to me, I'm going to do a couple find its and then practice that recall from the distraction. So I tend to typically choose the more, he's like, yes, hand them over, is I like to tend to use the more exciting snacks for the recall back to me. So Max, come. Yes. And I sometimes even jackpot this moment with several little crumbs as he came into my space. So now again, I'm going to send away with one of the training treats that is still very nice, but not quite as exciting as the higher value snacks. So Max, yes. So if times you're not able to always get the C word like come when called, or if you're working with the word here, there's a lot of different slogans for coming when called. So feel free to make sure you're still feeding for the moments he does the right thing. So like right here, I didn't get to necessarily say the recall word because I was blabbing again. So this is where you're still capturing those moments where he's successful. So I'm going to send him away for a nice little find it and then go, Max, come. Yes. If, again, he is doing beautiful with recalls, remember to not make them go so long that he wants to give up. So ready, Max? Find it. So if I were to keep going, and I did like 15 recalls, and it turns into recall is kind of like boot camp, he's not going to want to keep practicing because it gets too trying and too difficult. So now, again, I'm going to send him away for another little tidbit, and then go, Max, come. Nice job. And then yes to feed the handsome guy. And again, he's doing a really nice job for his first day. So being in this new environment, I know he came for the beginner class, but he's still doing so nice with the distraction of some of the other classmates and with the noises of the building. And then we also have the AC running today because it's getting a little bit steamy in here. So right here, I might even do my little positive interrupter, which I know we've touched base on in class prior. So that means that when I say my little kissy noise, good things are about to happen. So come check in for that little paycheck. So right now, though, he's intrigued. Yes. If there's moments where your puppy comes and checks in all by themselves, I would highly recommend to sometimes jackpot those moments or make it seem especially valuable that from this really cool place or distraction, coming back to me has a good, deposit for the bank account into checking in with the handler is having value. Nice job, Mr. M. So right now he's doing a real nice job. Ready, Max? So we might do a little bit again with that loose leash walk-in. So like what I was trying to show with Mr. R earlier, is you can use your hand as something to get their attention on a visual and have them hone in, and then yes to feed while they're by your leg again. And this could be left or right. So again, get them cozy on either or. He's like, I am already getting exhausted. What a good job, Mr. M. So, but for those recalls, I would highly recommend, we'll practice a little bit, obviously, next Wednesday too, but I want him to start getting comfortable doing it in the home. And then if he's outside, even on like, let's say a 10 or 15 training lead, you can even make your own. So if let's say he's a petite guy and you were using, let's say, a really thick line, it could get a little overwhelming for him. He could work out, and get a little bit more muscle tone from dragging the heavier line. But it might be easier to get him to actually practice as if he feels naked while wearing the gear, if that makes sense. So if it's a very thick line, it might make him feel like he's always kind of dragging something. And we would want to transition from that to making it seem like, again, he were naked and build up from there. So ready, Max? We'll do another little find it. And then from there, I'm going to go, Max, come. Yes, what a good boy. So he really is doing stellar. So I'm very proud of him. I know Mr. Hansen says, why isn't it my turn again? Poor Mr. Rocky's taking a time in his little bubble to take a breather. And then we'll rotate. So Max, come. Yes, good job. So we'll give our handsome Mr. M a little break from these lovely recalls or orientation back to me. And I'll see if he maybe wants to work a little bit with the play. I know they were getting a little distracted, the beauties, because again, normally when I used to do doggy day school, it'd just be like 3 beauties and that was it. But now I'm doing the structured play as well. So there's some added social time for all of the lovely students. But because of it, then we have a few friends that are sometimes saying, why can't I join the party right now? Oh my goodness, chewing and walking is a little challenging. You all right there, Mr. M? He's like, I'm fine. So ready? We'll do a little sit. Yes, what a smart man. But we'll give Mr. M a little break. I want to see if he wants to do a bit of play and then work through some of that on-off switch as well, like we were mentioning with Mr. R too. Nice job, Mr. Max is doing such a good job.